Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another DrAce video. Today we're going to be playing MotoGP 18, or yesterday rather I played MotoGP 18, and this is the video from it. So, as like the last video where I gave my impressions of the MotoGP 18 online experience, this is going to be very similar, but I'm going to have a bit of a conversation about something else in a moment. But for the time being, the lights are on, they're ready to go, and we're going to pull the clutch and we're going to accelerate into turn 1 of the wonderful Catalunya Grand Prix in Montmello. So here we go. Decent start from the 9 times world champion. We've got Lorenzo, the AI version of the side, which has just disappeared for some reason. And as you guessed it, carnage already as the Honda decides to obliterate one of the Ducatis. Not a good start, as you can see. At this point I was a bit skeptical because this was my first online race since I last played with Kyle. So it's a little bit of a while ago now. I had just earned the Platinum Trophy last night, so I thought I'd give it a bit of a bash, get online. And I can see the rider who's using Bradley Smith has gone way wide there. And I look like I'm going to have a bit of a scrap here. Maybe I'm going to have to try and chase the top runners here. So we've got 8 laps of the Catalunya Grand Prix. And I am in pursuit. So here we go. Nice clean exit out to turn 5. Yes, and we're going to be braking into turn 7. Really accelerating. Did cut a bit of the corner there. Got to be careful of that. And oh my goodness, there's carnage. So the rider not only took out the Ducati rider himself, and now himself. So, as we continue on to the revised corner of turn 10, we are in pursuit of the Suzuki rider. Now, I found it relatively difficult to chase the Suzuki down. This guy was riding pretty well, but you'll see along the video is just I don't know what was going on with this guy, whether he was glitching, whether he was lagging, I don't know. It's just, I mean, he was all over. I mean, come on, Jesus. He was all over the place, and it was really making me skeptical because I'd rather take a second and then just to get into some... I'd rather take a second place and just get into some sort of carnage with this guy at the front because his lag is everywhere. You know, I'm trying to defend a good record online, and I go way wide here, and I thought, oh my goodness, I've just messed up already. Too busy watching the entertainment unfold beneath me of the guy in front. But no, thankfully I didn't take any penalty time. I was good. I didn't. I think I took less of an advantage, so I took a disadvantage in that corner rather than an advantage. Now turn 4, so for some reason as a corner I tend to struggle with. Can never seem to get the right drive out of the corner or get the correct entry. Well, it looks like this time we had a good effort. And going into turn 5. The Suzuki rider is all over the place yet again, which I should be accustomed to now because for some reason MotoGP Online, the online connections are just not great. I didn't have any trouble finding a game last night, which was kind of good. It was a bit of a change because the time before that I really struggled to find a few races. And oh my goodness, that corner there. Whew. Exhale. We're okay. We survived that corner, but my goodness, my heart was in my mouth on that one. It was a close one. So, yet again, there's been a yellow flag going out there. There's another crash somewhere on the track. Not really asked because we're focusing on chasing the Suzuki rider. Because at this point, he looked to have the advantage on me. He was really fast. You know, he's getting some great corner speed. But at the same time, I didn't know where he was in the terms of the lag and the connection issues. Because I wasn't sure if he's actually that far ahead or if he's miles ahead. But judging on the lap times, okay, he was a tenth faster than me there. So, roughly, he's doing a lot better than I am. So I'm going to try and chase him up, calm, consistent laps. I mean, you'll keep an eye on the lap times later on because I stayed pretty consistent. I was almost like Lorenzo, just constantly monotone in those laps, straight after another, after another, after another. I think they call him Mantequillo. Like, I think that's the hammer, or something in Spanish for Lorenzo. Sorry, I'm not Spanish. I did learn Spanish in school, but evidently it's not coming to fruition here. So, we are still in pursuit for now. So, as I've got the time to speak about it, as there's not much happening right now, I'm going to discuss what I went to 2 weeks ago. Was it 2 weeks ago? Maybe 3 weeks ago at this point. I think it was 2. I had the privilege, the honour, and the blessing to go to Silverstone to watch the MotoGP. Now, if you're a MotoGP fan, you'll be thinking, wait a minute, I thought Silverstone got cancelled. Well, it did, in a nutshell. However, I went on the Saturday morning, and I managed to discover so much stuff, and I was just so excited. I mean, even the fact that I only went for the Saturday, and yes, Sunday got cancelled, and I only got to see the warm-ups, and I had a bit of a cry afterwards. But anyway, we'll get into that later on. But for the experience of going to Silverstone, meeting fellow fans, seeing the sea of yellow that covers Valentino Rossi's flags, the hats, everything, it was amazing. I mean, I don't even like Marquez, but there were some Marquez fans there, and we had a good chat about it, and, you know, the similarities and the differences between the riders. It was amazing. And the smell, the sound, the sights, the feeling, the aura, the everything was just truly amazing. As a big Valentino Rossi and MotoGP fanatic that I am, it was an honour to go there. So if you've never been to I think any Grand Prix event really, but for me it was obviously Silverstone was the closest one, and you know, Valentino was there. I had my little gooey moment where I went all girly and cheered and screamed and everything for Valentino. Well, the first time I seen it, I was actually quite silent. If anyone knows me, I am not a silent type. I can talk for England. So it was incredible, honestly, to be there in the MotoGP, to see the riders, the sound. Oh my God, the sound! Now every single time, every year, MotoGP games come out, and I just look at the comments on the trailers, and everyone criticises and whinges about the sound. And the video games, yeah, the sounds aren't great. You know, the sound isn't the best in the world, but it is good nonetheless. So, and I think this is where, yes, apologies to cut myself off, but no idea what happened to the Suzuki rider. He just stopped dead in the corner. I have not a clue what happened, but quite honestly, I don't really care, because that did me a massive favour, and I just continued going on it. And actually at this point, I think, it might not be this point, it might be a few laps later, I was already thinking of doing this video for you guys, and so I could discuss Silverstone. I was trying to think of different things. I was trying to like make a mental note of things what I'm going to mention, and you know. So I think I do end up making a few mistakes. But anyway, let's not spoil it. But getting back to Silverstone. Now, I'm getting back to the point I was making about the sounds. So the sound in MotoGP and the video games is actually okay. It's in my opinion, it's fine. It does sound like you can tell which bike is coming past. You can tell which bike you're on. And there is I mean, it's a lot better than it used to be, where Suzuki and Honda sound exactly the same, for example. So, when you're there, and we were in the Woodlands campsite, and we were like 15 minutes away, and you could tell which bike, which category, which manufacturer it was that was actually travelling around the track. Now, I had an honour of being around Club Corner, and not far from Vale. And I could see a lot, and I could hear a lot, and the sounds of, I mean, the Ducati. My goodness, I have never felt so so gooey and so weak at the knees. It was a beautiful sounding bike, it really is. But even the KTM is deafening, and you know, the Yamahas. I'm a huge, obviously, Rossi and Yamaha fan in particular, and the sound of the Yamaha, everything was just, the sound is truly spectacular. And I understand the video games can never really capture the sound, because it's true. I don't know the reason behind it, but I just know that the videos I recorded on my phone, which I will try and include either in this video or the next video, I'll try and put it online so you could see. Although I didn't take much videos because my phone kept dying, and I had nowhere to charge it, and I was too tight to pay for the power charging thing, you know, in the power banks. So anyway, moving on, but yeah, the videos do not capture the sound. Because I mean, even the Moto3 bikes, they sound phenomenal. I mean, everyone said to me they sound like hairdryers, or they sound like, there's nothing really that spectacular, like lawnmower engines. But oh my goodness, I disagree. The Moto3 bikes and the Moto2 bikes sounded phenomenal. Now the MotoGP bikes are in a league of their own, you know, the sounds that they produce is just terrific, it's just absolutely amazing. So, I mean, I don't know what to say apart from just how much I enjoyed it, and the reason, I mean, the fact that I enjoyed it so much, and there wasn't even a Grand Prix on Sunday, speaks volumes to me, is either how much of a fan I am, or how much and how special MotoGP is in general, or both. But the Sunday was a bit of a catastrophe though. I mean, we went out in the morning, 10 AM? No, we must have been there much earlier, maybe 8 AM. We were there very early, waiting for the race, and we stood there. It was freezing. It was wet. you know, we went around the track, we got some more goodies. Well, I couldn't help myself. Every single time I've seen a Valentino Rossi stand, I'm swiping my card and I'm putting my PIN number in. It was just like that. I mean, anything really. I mean, I bought some Monster Yamaha Tech 3 stuff. You know, I was looking at some Suzuki stuff, some Silverstone things. I went on a spending spree. I mean, maybe I'll do a video of all this and show you exactly what I got, because I got a lot of stuff, and it's probably a good job that, if I don't know, it was a very bad job that the race was cancelled, because I ended up just going around every single shop, browsing and trying things on, and ultimately spending. So, with that being said, if the race was on, I probably would have saved a little bit of money, but yeah, so Sunday was cancelled, and I think it was around 10 o'clock, half 11 was when they first decided, okay, we are having to postpone, we're going to delay the race, because the race got, if you're not aware already, the MotoGP race was moved towards 11:30 AM. Or was it 10:30 AM? I can't remember. I'm going to say 11:30 AM. I think it was 11:30. Due to the weather conditions. And if you're also not a fan or you're not familiar with what was going on, basically Silverstone has had a brand new track layout. It's a brand new track surface, so it's been completely resurfaced, and it was yet to tried. Well, the MotoGP bikes have not tried wet weather on this track. So the fact is that we had on Saturday the rain was out, and Alex Rins, the Suzuki rider, had to just bail off his bike. He had to jump ship because it was unsafe to ride. He aquaplaned, he couldn't go anywhere, and just crashed. After his crash, or before his crash, Lorenzo already was in that corner, was saying the same thing. 4 crashes later, or 3 crashes later, I think it was, we had Tito Rabat and Franco Morbidelli, and was it Alicia Spargo? I think it was. But ultimately, Tito Rabat had a serious injury where he twisted his leg. I've read online it apparently was like an S shape, so my goodness, that must have been nasty. So they deemed it unsafe when the weather was obviously heavy. Now the rain did not stop, it was relentless all Sunday. It showed a few times where actually, yeah, you know what, it could brighten up a little bit, it could get a little bit drier, so, okay, fair enough, let's keep them, you know, I can understand. I mean, MotoGP did everything they did, Dorna did okay, where they said to us, just keep waiting, you know, they kept giving us updates, you know, like every half an hour and a half, but ultimately the track was unsafe to ride on. 95% of the riders, from what I understand, all agreed that it was not going to be safe to ride on this track, due to the aquaplaning. And, you know, as a fan, especially my first time going, it hit me pretty hard. I mean, 5 hours I was going round. I went everywhere. I mean, I think I went to the VIP village, and I wasn't even allowed there, so I had to scoot away. I went across the bridge that takes you into the Hangar Straight. So, you know, I looked at everything. I mean, for me as a fanatic, I made a day of Sunday for me, basically, just to make it special for me. And going up to some of the corners, and unfortunately I've forgotten the corner name right now off the top of my head, but it was the same corner when Johan Zarco and Sam Lowe's had their crash, or collision should I say, where Zarco tried to get up on the inside of Sam Lowe's. Look at this pillock here anyway, sorry to cut myself again, but look at this pillock here trying to get in the way. That I hate people who do this. You know, I don't know why you are still continuing if you are that far behind to the point where you want to try and ruin the leader. It's the final lap. Yes, I'm going to be victorious. Yes, the lap times were consistent. And yes, DrAce takes another victory to his tally. Online, I'm pretty good. Seems that way anyway. So, getting back to what I was saying about Silverstone, yeah, I made a day of it, and I went around and looked at all the corners, tried to reminisce. So, for example, Luffield, I had a good view of Luffield, and I was trying to imagine Jorge Lorenzo getting up on the inside of Marc Marquez like he did in 2013. Just stuff like that, really. And, you know, looking at the corners near Vale, I think it was, where Marquez and Cal Crutchlow had that crash. I think it was 2015, I think. I'm not sure. I think it was. So, yeah, some great experiences in Silverstone. So that is the final results for the Catalan Grand Prix. 3 riders finished. And of course, there's me at the top. The guy who was on the Suzuki just disappeared. I'm guessing he crashed, or I don't know what actually happened to him. He messed up. So we're going to go straight into the next video. Now, I've voted for this track because I thought it was Argentina. And I love Argentina. I don't know why I thought it was Argentina. It was a bit of a silly moment for me. But here we are at the Valencian Grand Prix in Spain. The last Grand Prix of the season. It has been for many years. And we're going to pull in the clutch and we're going to let loose on this wet Spanish track. So there is the guy in first place, the one who took out himself and took out the other guy in the first video. So I'm going to try and outbreak them all. I was really concerned with... Oh my goodness, I was sliding everywhere. I was really concerned with the user who was using Bradley Smith because I've been playing offline, I've been getting the platinum, so I've been doing the career mode, etc. And the slightest tap of the rear wheel, and oh my goodness, you are off. And I thought this was a fantastic move. Check this move out. Flicks up on the inside, perfect, but this pilot comes out of nowhere and tries to just obliterate me. So I was a little bit annoyed at that because I had a great line through there on Johan Zarco, and don't know what's happened to Johan Zarco. They had a huge jump there, and this is carnage. So I thought I'm through, but oh my goodness, Zarco jumps back ahead of me again. We'll give it a bit of a wheelie there. I'm going to have to just focus here because I've got 3 laps. I've got to sprint almost to get here. So we've got to sprint to beat these guys. And Zarco's gone wide, way wide. Not sure if he was trying to take me out there or if he was just trying to manoeuvre past me. But looks like we're free. Well, we should be clear now. All it takes now is the concentration, the class, the charisma of me to take it on and potentially get another victory. Now, I don't recall if this was the last victory. No, I don't think it was. And I don't know if I have that recording anymore. But I was only like 2 wins away. Oh, well, 2. All you have to do is actually, to get the online trophy, or all of the online trophies, it requires you to actually complete 20 online races. So I think that's where some of the pillocks are just waiting behind and just waiting for you guys to finish so they can get the trophy. Me on the other hand, I wanted to actually compete. And I was focusing on these ones especially because I do want to win. This is MotoGP, this is my life, my passion. Well, as well as gaming. So for me, it was a case of, you know, if I'm going to compete, I'm going to try and get these online trophies. I'm going to try and win because that makes sense. You know, I'm a huge fan. I'm using Valentino Rossi. If I don't try and win when I'm using Valentino Rossi, then why? Come on. So here we are, looking pretty neat, pretty nice. And it's just going to be focusing from here on out. I think it was this race as well where I was thinking, oh, I'll put this one in the video and when we discuss Silverstone. And I think I made a bit of a mistake later on, which will catch you off guard, because it certainly caught me off guard to the point where I exhaled and almost had a panic attack. Because I had won, at this point, I think I'd won 4 races in a row, or 3 races in a row. And in fact, I actually won every single race I rode last night. So, top job to me. I'm going to virtually pat myself on the back. Just like that. So, yeah, so MotoGP 18, I've got the Platinum on now. I will be moving on to another sports game. Obviously, I'll always come back to MotoGP. Like every weekend when MotoGP's on, I'll have to go and replay the race or something. But NBA 2K19 comes out Friday. We're getting the LeBron James 20th anniversary edition. I'm looking forward to that. Spider-Man also comes out on Friday, which I'm getting the collector's edition for that too. Read something silly online about that you're not supposed to look at the collector's edition statue because it contains a spoiler. I don't know what to think about that, but anyway, we're breaking into turn 2, and oh my god! What have I just done? I have just braked on the rumble strip and just collapsed. So, at this point I was like, stop messing around, stop thinking about what else is going on, let's get serious and let's get back on it. So, focus. So here we are, we're focusing on MotoGP, back onto this game. And I actually have, I've got a game called Gravel. I've had it since it launched. Same people who make this, Milestone and P-Cube. Probably going to be trying that out soon. I'm feeling a rally game again because I really enjoyed Sebastian Loeb's rally. That was awesome. But I have been doing a little bit of Dirt 4 in my spare time a few weeks ago. That's good. V-Rally 4 looks awesome as well. I'm a big rally fan. I mean, anything on 2 wheels is for me. But 4 wheel, yeah, okay. I like racing, but 2 wheels is for me more than anything, really. So yeah, currently MotoGP is always going to be my favourite game. I like to play a lot of other games like Fallout. Been playing Doom lately as well. Really enjoying Doom. So I mean, if you guys got any suggestions of what games I should play next, let me know. I mean, I don't tend to really cover anything because MotoGP is usually the one I know the most about, and MotoGP is one I feel mostly comfortable doing. But if you want to see other games, or you want to see like Spider-Man, for example, or NBA, let me know, and I can cover a bit of videos, because I do know some stuff about NBA. I know a little bit about Spider-Man, but I'm happy to try and expand this channel. I'm happy to do some other stuff with it, something new. So on the cooldown lap, 20 seconds for the other guys to get across the line. And I'm going to check out the stats, see where I finished, and there you go. Another victory for DrAce. Thank you very much for watching as always. Please like, comment and subscribe. And if you have any more questions for me, leave them down below. Thanks for watching, guys. Ciao.